Hi, I'm Aris and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to talk about how I take care of my Euphorbia stellata. As you can see, my plant is uprooted because I'm actually planning to repot it. I thought might as well shoot my care video for this plant. Before talking about my care, I just want to talk about the plant first. This plant is actually native in South Africa, and I actually got this specimen back in 2018, September 2018 I think, from an online shop, which is Me Plants PH. And speaking of the shop, they actually sent me this t-shirt, Plants and Milk Tea. If you want, you can check them out and see if you like their teas. And actually they do sell a lot of plants. Thank you for this, Gretch. So like I said, I got this back in 2008. It used to look like this. So a little over 2 years later, it now looks like this. So what attracted me to this plant is the fact that it's codex forming, and what's interesting is that their codex is actually part of their root system. So if you want the codex to really grow fast or even grow more, usually you would have to bury it until here. So the only part exposed are these. And then as you can see, it's actually a very spiny plant. And then whenever they're trying to put out new growth, they actually also put out very tiny leaves. I don't know if you can see it. I'll just place a close-up here. And then lastly, like most euphorbias, their sap is an irritant. So let's just be careful whenever handling euphorbias. So now I'm going to discuss how I personally care for this plant. Let's start with light. I give this morning sun and bright and direct light the whole day. So since that's the best light that I can provide it, because my balcony is northeast facing. And then what I've noticed, when it gets sun stressed or light stressed, it produces these patterns. And then if you look at this part, it's not that exposed to the light. It's green, but the part that's really exposed to light or the sun turns like this. For medium, I'm going to use this mix. So it's a mixture of 1 part red lava rocks, 1 part black lava rocks, 1 part pumice, and then 2 parts organic soilless mix. And if we're going to convert that into percentage, that's 60% rocks and 40% organic soilless mix. So why is my mix like this for my plant? It's because euphorbias generally like more water compared to cacti. So there. For the watering of this plant, personally, I water this twice a week or sometimes thrice a week, depending on how fast the medium dries out. And what I've noticed is that thirsty euphorbias drop their foliage, while properly watered euphorbias retain their foliage. So judging from my plant, it's actually a little underwater because like what I've shown early in the video, they actually produce very small leaves. For propagation, we can propagate it via seeds and via cuttings. Propagating this via cutting is actually a more efficient way over seeds, and they call the method double cut. I'll place a link down below on how to proceed with a double cutting method, and it actually works for all medusoid euphorbias. It will also work for Euphorbia flanaganii and all those euphorbias that look like this or look like Medusa's head. And then finally, repotting. For repotting, I actually do quite a few steps before repotting this, especially when I'm doing a full medium change. First is I would water the plant and then uproot the plant the next day. Check if there are any root pests, and fortunately there are no root pests. And I didn't actually wash the roots anymore since usually people wash the roots if there are pests. Luckily, this one didn't have any. And then I let it dry for at least a day before actually repotting it. So now it's been more than a day, and before shooting this video a few days ago, it was actually in this pot and it looked like this. And now I'm going to transfer this into a bigger pot. So there, I'll just repot this off cam and I'll be back. So I'm back and my plant is finally repotted. So I decided to show the codex even more because for aesthetic reasons, people actually get this plant for the codex and the weird foliage. Take note for repotting, make sure everything is as dry as possible. So the roots of the plant is dry, even the medium that you're going to use is also dry. It's just to prevent them from getting more stress and to prevent rot. So now, instinctively, whenever we repot, we usually water right after. For succulents or cacti and succulents, after repotting, I personally wait for at least a day or 3 days just to make sure the plant has settled down before watering it again. So that's it for today's video, and here's a summary of how I take care of my Euphorbia stellata. So there, I hope you got something from my video, but please take everything that I've said with a grain of salt because plant care is not set in stone. And if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, welcome! Please subscribe, hit that bell button for updates on my future videos. Follow me on Instagram, I'm more active there, talk to me there. Thank you for watching, happy planting, and see you on my next video.